G'day, my name is Earl Stain. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to do a consolidation. Now, I'm not going to be teaching you the accounting principles behind consolidations and when you need to do an elimination entry. That should have been dealt with in varsity or in training in practice. What I am going to show you today is exactly how we do the consolidation in Draftworx. So, of course, pre-journal entry. However, I will still explain a little bit about how the journals work. Okay, now, when you need to do a consolidation, you need a few things. What are those things? Well, we need to have each single entity that we are consolidating as a client file in Draftworx. Now, in this case, I have Consoli 1 and Consoli 2 just over here. And in Consoli 1 and Consoli 2, we're going to treat those as the holding company and the subsidiary. So basically, we need a client file for the holding and for each subsidiaries already in Draftworx, already loaded with the trial balance in and linked. Okay. Best practice, make sure that your balance sheet balances, ensure that there are no retained income issues in your holding or subsidiary entities. This makes life much easier later when you get to actually consolidating with Draftworx. Okay. Now that we have a consolidation file with my holding and my subsidiary, I want to go and I want to create my ultimate consolidation file. Now, this file is going to be an empty Draftworx file. Okay. Now, also, what we're going to be doing, because this is a consolidation, is I'm not going to be using my normal IFRS SME template. I'm going to be using my IFRS SME consolidation template. And you'll see those available underneath your frameworks. Okay, for this item, IFRS SME consolidation. Now, of course, if you are doing full IFRS, you would use IFRS consolidation. We get a lot of queries about what is the difference between IFRS SME and IFRS SME consolidation templates. Well, simply IFRS SME consolidation template has a built-in group and company columns. Okay. So when we do consolidate, we can split out the group and the company. Okay. So let's create my consolidation pack. We have to keep the year the same, of course. If we've now done a 2015 and 2014, that won't consolidate correctly. Annual financial statements, let's go through and let's choose IFRS SME consolidation. And of course, the methodology, well, we're not going to do anything on it. We're just going to be consolidating, and we simply hit enter. Okay, and now it's creating my consolidation company. Easy as that. Okay, now here we have our client file, and we can go into client setup and do the normal items such as data prime consolidation. Let's give it a name, and we go through and we fill out all the necessary items in our client setup. The next step we need to go to is the working trial balance. Now, currently, my working trial balance is empty. Why? Because we still have to import our holding company and all of our subsidiaries into this file to make the consolidation. How do we do that? Well, very simple. You'll see there's a button on your ribbon bar called Consolidation. So we click Consolidation, and Consolidation will now open up all the clients that are listed locally on my PC. While local, it just speeds up the consolidation much quicker. Now, I need to go through and find the companies that I would like to consolidate. In this case, we're doing Consoli 1 and Consoli 2. Okay. Entity template, just for information purposes, yes. Same year end, fantastic. But now we need to tell Draftworx what is the company structure. In this case, Consoli 1, I'm going to say that is my holding company, and Consolidation 2 is going to be my subsidiary. You don't really have to worry about calling all your subsidiary 1. We actually only use a subsidiary 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in some other corporate reporting packages that we use. So if you're doing a simple consolidation, then you can just specify your holding company, and then for the rest of the items, subsidiary, subsidiary, division, etc. That actually doesn't really matter. Okay, so now we have our Consolidate 1 and our Consolidate 2 deemed with holding company and subsidiary. And if we had more subsidiaries, they would of course be listed down. Okay. Now that we've identified what our structure needs to be, we can now go down to our Consolidate options. Now, I'm just going to consolidate the current year. If I was going to consolidate a file that had prior years, I will of course include the prior years, and preferably if it does have prior to, meaning there are 3 years of trial balance in, it's going to help automate my cash flow much better. Now, lastly, a new item that we have added in is monthly management accounts. For those of you that are doing 12-month balance sheet and income statement reporting, you can consolidate them at a monthly level now. So that monthly management pack, you can take as many entities as you want and show for the group the opening balance movement for month 1, 2, 3, 4 in your balance sheet, and of course your income statement and all the other various reporting that we have. Now in this case, I'm just going to do single year consolidation. So right now, I just click Consolidate. Okay, there we go. What has Draftworx done now? Well, very simply, it's actually just brought in the trial balance from Consolidate 1 client and Consolidate 2 that we have previously done. Now, in Consolidate 1 and Consolidate 2, I've actually made the trial balances small and exactly the same, so we can see the differences very quickly. Now, what's happened in the background is that Consolidate 1 has been tagged with an H for holding company. So when it comes to the financial reports, Draftworx knows that Consolidate 1 is holding and everything else is a subsidiary. If I go and open up my financials now, you'll see, okay, fantastic, everything balances, and I go through to my balance sheet. We now see the group and holding structure. Now, with the principles of consolidation, if you look at my trial balance now, you should realize that, okay, group should be double the value of my company since the TVs are the exact same. So let's see if my consolidation has worked. Lovely. If I go to trade and other receivables, I see there's 10,000 and 5,000 for my company. Let's have a look. Trade debt is 5,000, trade debt is 5,000. Total for group is 5,000. However, just for the company itself, 5,000. Okay, so that's how consolidation works very simply. Now, if there were, of course, intercompany debtors or investments, sales, etc., you would go and you would pass an elimination entry. At this point in time, any journal that you pass in Draftworx within consolidation is deemed elimination. If you need to go and make an adjustment in one of your subsidiaries or even in your holding company, you would go out of Draftworx, this client, and you'd go into your individual holding or subsidiaries and you'd make the adjustment there. Okay. But now, since we've made an adjustment in the holding or subsidiaries, how do we get that information back into Draftworx? Well, I'll now jump back into my consolidation and I'll go again to my consolidation button. And if I click that again, we will see there's now a new menu item here called Refresh Opening Balances. If I click Refresh Opening Balances, what does that do? Well, it simply goes into each of the other individual files and it pulls out the adjusted balances. Now, we haven't done any adjustments, any of those subs, so our adjustments would stay the same. If we had, our balances would now be updated. Okay, as simple as that. Now, for the very big consolidations, we've also added in a new tab called Consolidation at the top on the ribbon bar, even for the small ones actually. This allows me to take out a subsidiary or a holding company or any of the files that we've actually consolidated in and open up my financials and see the result. So say for instance, if we took out Consolidate 2 and I'll go back to my financials now, it's actually taken out one of the consolies. So we see now 5,000, 5,000. If I go back and I decide, actually, I would like to include Consolidate 2, that was my subsidiary. I'll go back to my financials, see how it has changed and has doubled up. Yeah. Now, that is pretty much as hard as it gets in consolidations. Of course, the elimination entries can get quite tricky. However, I'm sure you're quite geared up with that from varsity and from training and practice. Now, if you do need anything else, please let us know. This again has been a very brief introduction, and there are a lot of other items that can come up that you need assistance with. If you do, please click remote support and ask us how. Thank you very much for your time today. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day. Take care. Bye.